So yesterday we ended up getting an update for Call of Duty Black Ops 4, and today we're talking about everything that it changed because there actually was some stuff that went live with that update today that as of yesterday it would have been a little premature to end up talking about. So today we're gonna break down everything that changed as a part of this update that we got for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC, though a lot of what you'll end up seeing actually is only live for PlayStation 4. At least the visual and game features that were added in. A lot of the more technical things like adjustments to not only specialist maps and things like that, those are gonna be live for everybody at the time that it went live yesterday, so you should have them now. But things like we'll talk about the black market, those things are a little delayed for Xbox One and PC users by 1 week. So unfortunately, that is something we're gonna talk about, again, kind of reiterating. If these sort of things aren't live for you just yet, you can look forward to it within the upcoming week. But that said, let's just jump right into everything that changed because there's a decent amount of things here. So again, the first thing right off the bat comes down to the black market. From a visual and game addition standpoint, that's definitely the heftiest thing that was added in here with this. For those of you guys that missed our explanation video here on this yesterday, briefly summing it up, it's a brand new content stream within Black Ops 4 that is actually an innovative portion to how Call of Duty overall is going to distribute content a little bit further. We saw that we're not having traditional 4 map packs this year, but instead we're gonna be getting a constant stream of content. But this now takes it a step further with more customization items from calling cards, sprays, uniforms, and even signature weapons are available out of this, all for free. Simply all you have to do to end up unlocking them is just to play the game. The really weird part that I haven't been able to crack for myself just yet is how you actually rank up fast, because right now it seems like it's all dictated by sheer playtime. So that said, you could end up playing 1 game of Blackout, but say maybe 3 games of TDM and still make the same progress, because when you equate out the time that you put into the game, it's relatively equal. But if you end up ranking up through all of this, you're gonna have a lot of time to do so. You have 52 days as of yesterday, 52 days and a few hours and change, but you're gonna have to go through 200 tiers of content. And that is a lot whenever you think about how long it actually takes to rank up between each tier. Again, for me, I probably got halfway through between 2 games of Blackout and also a game or 2 of TDM, and I got halfway through rank 1. But as I started to play Blackout a little bit more, it started to roll along, and therefore it just kind of breezed through a little more, but it also comes down to probably me being more engaged in a longer game mode, and I don't really pay attention to the time all that much. But additionally, on top of this 200 tiers that you now have for the regular First Strike Contraband, as of today, we end up having a Halloween event start within Black Ops 4 for PlayStation 4 users, in which we're gonna have content in line with that as well that you can rank up through not only the Operation First Strike, but also this Halloween event giving a little bit more themed cosmetic items for you to play around with. So I'm super excited to get my hands on all these, but it's definitely gonna take some grinding to get everything included. Now I mentioned that this was PlayStation 4 right now only, and that's the unfortunate part, is that events and things like this are going to be timed exclusives as well for PlayStation 4. Meaning that next week, Xbox One and PC will get not only the entire black market added in with Operation First Strike, but also the Halloween events added in as well. But even though it does suck that even core integral parts of the game are delayed for specific consoles, before you riot, they're going to be the same length, which means that PlayStation 4's event is going to wrap up a week before Xbox One and PC players' event. So when it comes down to it, yes, PlayStation 4 players have a quick head start on it, but also you get to play it longer into the calendar as compared to when a PlayStation 4 player would be able to. So it all equals out in the end, and I totally understand the frustration where the exclusivity of this prefers PlayStation at first, but in the end it is equaling out to be the same time, which I think is a decent remedy here for this. It just again is a bummer that not everything is on a level playing ground when releasing. But outside of the event itself and the new content added in, it is a double XP weekend until Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for all consoles if I'm not mistaken. So if you want to jump in, you can end up getting some awesome double XP experience and rank up twice as fast for whatever mode you want to play with. And Zombies, it also is double Nebulium Plasma, which is the sort of liquid Divinium from Black Ops 3. First Divinium, now Nebulium. Man, they just keep picking the hardest names to throw in there as it, but you end up getting double XP and also double NP in Zombies for this weekend and this weekend only at the very moment. As for when the next one is, Who knows? But outside of that, other key additions come down to leaderboards finally being added in. This is something that they were locked up for the first couple of days of Black Ops 4, but now you can go check in and see where you stack up against your friends list. If I'm not mistaken, from what I've heard, it isn't something that showcases the global leaderboards just yet. If that's not changed out by the time this video goes live, it will be something that comes soon if I were to take an educated guess. Now, the other thing that we mentioned here with this is that we don't really have a detailed combat record just yet, something you can go in and take a deep dive into every aspect of your playstyle and your career in Black Ops 4. I kind of thought that would be coming along with the leaderboards, but it seems like that's not just there yet, if it's going to be coming at all. But again, leaderboards added in, combat record, not so much. Another thing that was added in was actually the ability in your options and controls to use your sprint to cancel out your reloads. This was something that I don't think that I realized even was off by default, but it's something that's been there in every single game previously and has been a big portion as to how you can get out of pinch situations. I know that it's happened to me quite a few times already now thinking back to it in Black Ops 4, where I've been caught in a reload and I don't really think to why, but instead I usually just naturally go for that sprint. But until seeing these patch notes, I don't think that I ever put 2 and 2 together that it wasn't an option to put that on. So it's now available there for those of you guys that do enjoy that feature, and honestly, while it's something that's smaller for some people, it's big for a lot of others. One thing that I'm gonna add in here for this, I don't know if this was actually added in for this update, but I wanna bring some light to it because I saw some other people talking about it on Twitter. I myself ended up just seeing this for the first time as of yesterday's update, but I feel like there was a random Maddox variant put in which we have a signature and Mastercraft available for that. And honestly, the reactive and the Mastercraft camos are actually pretty awesome for this one here as well. So I don't know if this was something added in as a result of the update or if it was something that was maybe a prestige reward, but check it out because I think you might have it also. Now, that's the content additions out of the way, but as for some more technical adjustments, hopefully this stuff doesn't bore you because we get into some nitty-gritty stuff here at this. We're not gonna talk about the full list of everything that was changed out and some things that were adjusted. I'll leave the link in the description below if you guys want to check that out, but the key stuff here out of the adjustments come down to some various specialist bug fixes. Crash's TAC 5 apparently was available for the duration of a match in some cases, a rare bug with that one, that's been fixed out. Ruin's grapple would bug out in a visual glitch way, that's something that was fixed as well. The literally most unplayable thing out of this patch notes was that Nomad's vision pulse was bugged. All memes aside, there apparently was a bug that players who were pulsed by recon after they died, they would still show up as being pulsed and red outlined and everything like that. Apparently that was a bug and that's been fixed out. I ran into that a lot actually, but the other stuff not so much. You may have as well. Prophet Seeker drone was outfitted with better pathing, which is nice. I saw some funny clips of that bugging out, but also it's kind of a pain because I'd love to see that thing nerfed. I don't know if it's just me. As for map fixes, Militia had additional spawn points added in for multiple game modes, which they don't go into any detailed information, unfortunately, about which game modes, but all I gotta say is, thank goodness. I love a lot of things about this game, but those spawns on that map in particular were probably some of my least favorite things, which are quite high on that upset with. I don't know if I'd go so far as to say hatred, but I didn't like those spawns at all on that map. So to see that there are some additional spawn points, hopefully that fixes out some of the issues with that map itself. Payload had a little bit of an adjustment with the game mode of control in particular, where the control zone on the catwalk now extends over into the silo where there's a little bit more of cover, so it might change the meta of how that plays in game as well. As for score streak and perk bugs, well, there's just a bunch that were fixed out here at that one, nothing really in particular that outside of a few isolated incidents you may have actually encountered. There was apparently a weird bug of equipment with the sensor dart in particular, where you could team kill somebody in hardcore by shooting the sensor dart, and it would count as a regular kill towards your streaks, which just stems in my mind, like, how do people find this stuff? I find it both hilarious and fascinating that obviously in testing this kind of stuff in QA, you're not really gonna ever come across that scenario until it's opened up to a live environment where you can cover exponentially more ground by opening up to a real live environment than that of something in-house testing bugs. That's just such a weird one to me, but that was fixed out. There's been a ton of zombies fixes, and the big ones obviously being there's more stability now for boss fights and higher round play, so hopefully Easter egg hunters won't lose all progress again like they did a lot of times during this launch week. So definitely awesome to see that. There's been a bunch of different things also on the more technical end that, again, you can check out in the description below, the link to that. Other things like challenge tracking in Blackout for duos and quads, that's been fixed up, and an adjustment to the awareness perk in Blackout in particular. The maximum player footstep volume was actually lowered, and the material sounds are now more audible over a larger distance while active. I still think that there could be, with the awareness perk in particular, some adjustments for audio in the proximity and also spatial audio so that vertically you can distinguish if somebody's above or lower and by how many levels, because there's also something where even if you just listen around you in a 360-degree angle, somebody could sound right up on top of you but still be well over like 2 hills and across a river. So awareness is definitely powerful, but I also wish there's some sort of dampening that could tell you how close really the player may be. I think that they did a great job with updating a regular spatial audio, but now to translate that into awareness would be great as well. PC had a whole number of different general fixes and stability things. While there are still some errors that will kick players out of games and kick them off BNet, a lot of stability fixes were implemented that shouldn't make this as relevant of a problem. So that's absolutely massive as well. A bunch of other things were added in on the smaller bug fixes, and a lot of different crashes really focused on that also. The only other thing that is worth mentioning here, I think, out of this is some things that Treyarch are still looking into. Such things being international lobby populations, zombie weapon camos bugging out, and hosts exiting zombies, completely ending games, which is something that obviously is kind of a bummer, especially if you get some very solid progress under your belt in those matches. But that said, that is the big update that we had here. 9 gigabytes and in some cases around 11 I heard as well in terms of size. So pretty hefty in file size, but that's everything that was added in here with this. So hopefully this helped you out and hopefully it clarified it a little bit for you. But that's where we're gonna wrap it up. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What do you guys think of this update? Are you guys a fan of how much actually was added in? Are you guys a fan of something else in the update, or maybe not so much? Whatever it is, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But hopefully guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you drop a like down below. If you are also new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Black Ops 4. Black Ops 4 multiplayer, Blackout, zombies, you name it, we got you covered here up on the channel with the best of updates, information, tips, class setups, all that good stuff, we got you covered. So if you guys want to stay up to date with all that kind of stuff, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing regarding any of it. If you guys also want to follow me over on Twitter and Instagram, those are the best places to get connected with me outside of YouTube. Practically live on both of those, so if you guys want to check those out, those links are in the description below. And all that said and out of the way, thank you guys all so much for watching. Hopefully you guys have a fantastic day. Mine has been Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.